been waiting for this moment for a little while, as I've been preparing you for my special guest who's got that old school flair about him. A man who has shared a stage with some of the world's biggest artists, such as Mariah Carey, Joss Stone, Black Eyed Peas, Lil Jon, Tyrese, Blackstreet, Jodeci, Joe, Glenn, should I go on? Alexander O'Neill, Blue Cantrell, just to name a few. He's even shared the stage with me, Claire Clottey. Yeah, he has, at Hammersmith and West London College, where we both used to attend. Widely known as the right-hand man of Amy Winehouse, a man with a huge voice and heart who understands what it means to be a role model to others, even when that wasn't the job you applied for. Please welcome, like we've got an audience, Zalon.
Yay! What's going on?
How are you doing? Good afternoon to you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thanks. How's it going?
I'm great. You're late and you live around the corner.
Yeah, I know. Man,
Yeah, I
it's
had to
crazy.
expose you. You know.
Yeah, I know, but you got to put the whole explanation because then it puts into perspective.
Okay, we ain't got time for that because you're catching a flight out of here in a minute, aren't
Exactly, and it was supposed to be tomorrow, but somehow the promoter booked it for today. So yeah, that's why.
Well, I'm going to tell everybody that you are my claim to fame because A, you're a superstar. B, you were the first person that I ever interviewed ever.
See what I'm saying?
Live.
See what I'm saying?
On radio at a different station.
See what I'm saying?
And I was like, no, I can't interview people on air. No. You're like, yeah, you can. I'll be your first guest. I was like, no, I can't do this.
Do you see what I'm saying?
And you held my hand throughout the process.
This is what I'm saying. See, I had your back from day.
And
now you're a superstar, what is it, presenter now, winning awards and stuff.
All right,
you know what I'm saying?
Stop it. Let's focus.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's focus on you. How did you, I know, but for the listeners who don't know who you are, Zalon, how did you get started in the music industry?
Oh, wow. Well, I grew up around reggae, soul. My dad was a reggae legend, Dr. Alimantado, and I'd always played the lead role at school plays. And then as it progressed, I started a group, and I was kicked out of the group for not being a strong enough singer.
No way.
No, yeah, I was. And then
I didn't know that bit.
That was quite life-changing for me. That was before college.
Okay.
It was a life-changing moment because at that time I wanted to give up, and I was gonna give up. But my manager at the time, he also was like a vocal trainer to us, so he really helped me. And then I kind of just shut myself off from the world, and eventually I got invited back into the group, started getting respect within the singing community until I started to perform at Ten Rooms, which was a celebrity club. Every week we used to have a different person who used to come down, from Black Eyed Peas to Joss Stone to, lots of stars. Pharrell, Will Smith used to come down every single week, and I used to perform there. And there was a lady called Amy Winehouse who came, and she performed there as well. And she became a fan of mine. I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
And that's how it started, really, and the journey continues.
Okay, I'm just going to put my little 2 pennies worth in. I know you didn't stop singing, even though you were kicked out of this group. You didn't stop singing, because anywhere you would see, no, you wouldn't even see him. You'd hear Zalon in the corridors, just in a way. And sometimes you'd greet me saying, "Hi, Claire." Like,
do you know what?
Talk, will you?
Do you know what it is? Like, that was actually after the group, and I got into a mode of just always practicing, just like, at every time. So I used my travel time whenever I was traveling to practice as well. So you probably caught that. You came in the crossfire of that, of me just rehearsing, just because I just wanted to be disciplined at my art form and just be amazing at it. And I still sing every single day and every moment.
This is truths here, because we are friends.
Yeah,
this is truths here, right?
Yeah.
I'm so great, and I understand. I'm so great. I'm so glad that I understand what it is now. But in college, I used to think, oh, God, he's singing again. He's singing again.
Yeah.
Will someone just stop him singing?
Yeah,
but I'm glad you never stopped for me or anybody.
No, that's real. That's absolutely real. And can you imagine what it was like for my household growing up?
Yeah.
Plus my brother Ishma singing as well. So and we're not singing in harmony. It's 2 different songs because we're both working on different things. It's crazy.
Wow. You have been surrounded by lots of different genres of music growing up, but who do you consider to be your musical inspiration, or inspiration in general?
I'd definitely say Marvin Gaye. I feel his music is timeless, which is a real focus point for me in my music and my career. It's creating music that lasts longer than my life. That's my motivation.
Wow, that's profound. Yeah.
And yeah, I would say the whole Motown movement was really special. It opened doors and it's still existing today. So, yeah, that's really where my inspiration came from. Initially, it was R&B, like the soulful R&B. So, the H Towns, the Blackstreets, the Jodeci's,
R&B.
Silk. I was listening to
I
Silk.
thought you said the sofa
There's a
R&B. I was gonna say,
meeting in my
I was gonna say the bed. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
Okay,
It's too early to do the high notes right now.
I was going to say it's too early for me to join in at any time of the day. I'm telling you that for sure. Got to shout out Amanda Starr, who's saying that she has been looking forward to this interview with Zalon. Go, Claire.
Lots of love, darling.
Oh, that's beautiful. Amanda, of course, is one of our drive time specialists. Of course, from Monday through to Thursday from 4 to 7 p.m. You can catch her in a dirty laugh, as well as some fantastic guests and great music throughout the show. Getting back to you, though, Zalon.
Yo.
What has been, this is a big question, I'm hitting you with them hard because I know you're flying out the door in a minute. Cool. What has been the most memorable moment of your career so far?
The most memorable moment of my career so far was my Brazilian tour. It came at an amazing time for me. I would say the last 5 years has been one of the most difficult years of my life.
5?
Yeah.
That's 5. That's 1,
yeah,
2,
I know.
3, 4,
I just got hit a couple times, really. I was touring with Amy. She was a close friend of mine. It was the first time I toured, so it was a new experience for me. I'm brushing shoulders with the A-lists. I have a management deal, a record company. I have, Amy signing me to her label. There's so much just going on.
So you're up, basically.
Yeah, I had 15 minutes in the middle of her concert to perform my own songs, and then she passed away, and everything changed. Obviously the deal wasn't necessarily there because she was the motivation behind it, with the management as well. There wasn't that consistency with everything. So, and then afterwards, my sister got ill with cancer, and I was her main carer, so I had to stop everything that I was doing, and it was a slow process over like 9 months to a year, and then I'm a guardian for her children, so I share guardianship for her children now.
So you've assumed parental responsibility.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So there's 3. She had 3 children.
Yeah.
And so.
3 children. So you've got no children.
No, from no children to
3 overnight.
Yeah, but it's family, so that's kind of, it's just what we do.
Okay, so there's a lot going on, and you say that very casually, like, oh, this is just what you do. This is just how you just crack on with it, and this is, it's what you do. But what do you do when you have such big plans and external factors? That not necessarily your born responsibility come in the way of that. I'm thinking, someone might have a 2016 plan. They can see it. They're motivated. They're focused. They've planted the seeds. They're growing, and then some tragedy occurs.
Yeah.
What is the priority at that moment in time? Should it be what they're pursuing, or should it be taking on the responsibility of others, perhaps?
Well, I think every situation is different. I have an amazing family.
Yeah.
My sister was. She was so instrumental in just her relationships that she had with everyone in the family. So there's a lot of love in the family and support for the children. So it still allows me to be flexible with the music because, as I said, my mum, my brother, they help. My grandparents, my aunties help. So my sister's close friends. We have a close-knit unit around the children. The children are beautiful, and they're doing really well in school. I think that. They are the motivation, because now, whereas before I was necessarily working for myself and my legacy, but now I'm working for them as well. So it actually gives me more drive, to be honest.
Okay, so prior to the tragedies, what was your motivation?
My motivation was just to be famous.
Okay.
But then that was before working with Amy.
Okay.
Whilst working with Amy and after working with Amy, it was more about legacy and creating music that lasts longer than my life. Right. And it was within that process that I discovered that. So I started working throughout Amy, it was more about legacy. And then afterwards it was more about, now I'm not just working for my legacy and myself, but now I'm working for the future of the children as well.
Wow. That's a massive transition in a short space of time.
Of course. But I mean, it's the reason why, I have like a 10-piece band. We've been touring all the time. As I said, oh sorry, because you asked a question about what was one of my my highlights.
Yeah, of course.
So after all of that, then after burying my sister, I had my own tour, and it was like an incredible tour. It was like I had my own concert. I was supposed to be on stage for like, I don't know, 70 minutes. I was on for like 2 hours, and like it was sold out. I done two festivals, the Verada Kudurao festivals. I was like in the press 76 times. I was on like the Jonathan Ross equivalent on TV. Done a couple of MTV
Zalon,
shows.
who
It
was
was.
singing in my ear down in the corridor.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
You.
So if you have a goal, man, you need to like, you ain't got no excuse. You really don't.
Okay,
you know?
we've kind of scratched the surface in terms of giving, you providing an overview of
You're
what
good.
was
This is why you won an award.
Yeah.
You're good. You're like, yeah, that's good. That's a surface. Yeah, let's get deeper. Okay, let's go.
Because the thing is, this is going to be useful to anyone, because as I'm saying, you were Zalon, who was singing down the college corridors, getting on my nerves, as much as I loved you. Of course, here we come. To having this dream that I knew nothing about.
Right.
I knew you wanted to sing, but I knew nothing about your
Right.
dream.
Yeah.
Okay, I knew nothing about your personal journey.
Right.
And then to hear that you had setbacks, and everyone gets rejection in some way, shape, or form, but everyone also experiences tragedy that they're never prepared for.
Exactly.
And you experienced some huge tragedies, yet you still stayed focused. I'm saying massive tragedies.
Yeah, but I think it was it took time. As I said, it took me 5 years. So I was, at some points I had to stop, but it didn't mean I stopped completely. It just meant that I had to focus on what was priority. Like when I was working.
What did stopping look like though?
Stopping was hard. It was difficult. It was really difficult. But to be honest, my focus was my sister, because when you actually love someone and you see them slowly passing away, and they're fighting for their children, she was fighting for her children. So it's difficult, and you become, it doesn't become about you anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you think to yourself, well, you try to hold on to hope. Try to hope that, you can do something. And I think as a man, I felt really helpless. I felt like I didn't know what to do with myself. I couldn't save her. And that was really difficult for me, because it was difficult, really difficult.
So whilst you stopped, and that was stop pursuing the career and the singing, even though you always loved the singing, whilst you stopped, did you consider any other career paths? Like something that would fit around your work, like 9 to 5-ish kind of thing.
I've always loved business, so I've loved business and I love music. So
business is very broad, Zalon.
No, you're right. But I think I just love the idea of it. So I hadn't gone into too much thought at that point.
Okay.
As I said, because it became from me, being a typical musician, waking up whenever, working throughout the night, just being free, to doing the school run, or like doing homework and making food and stuff, and rushing to the hospice. So it was not really about me at that point, if I'm honest. So
the role that the job that you didn't apply for, the guardian role, as you say, that transition to, you never went through the whole nursery run thing every day. Feed the child before then they mash up their uniform, and you have to change before you get out the door. What were the initial challenges that you faced when becoming a guardian?
Waking up early. Typical musician answer.
No,
because the kids are great. The kids are absolutely great, very intelligent. My sister put a lot of love and time into them. So it wasn't a hard process, and we're a very close family as well. So I've always been on Zalon, So it's not like it's somebody who's just out there that they have to now call, hey, But waking up early was one, and routine, because I was so free as a musician, just being, oh, what are you doing? Yeah, anytime, every time. Now it's a bit more structured, my time. But it's been great. Because I'm more structured, it means that I'm able to progress more and be more productive with my time.
Oh,
because if you just aimlessly, from Monday to Sunday, just say, I'll link you guys sometime this week, it's different to being like, right, I have 4 till 6 on this day, and we need to get it done, so it's allowed me to be more flexible with not flexible, but more productive with my time.
That's useful to know. Time management is You know,
Yeah.
people complain about school and stuff, but time management is something that schools do teach you.
Yeah, no, you're
Not
right.
in the classroom, but
Yeah,
in the process.
No, you're absolutely right. I think there are. I mean, I think there definitely. I mean, this is a different subject, but I think there are definitely some incredible skills that you learn in school, and there's definitely some life skills that's missing that we missed, and I think it's essential. You know, like getting a house, learning about mortgages and banks, and how not to get charged, or you know how to stay, like, keep a relationship. And I just think life stuff, you know, instead of learning stuff that we're never going to use.
In addition to your experience, also learning about the responsibilities that can occur when you lose a loved one.
These are. I'm not saying. I'm not negating the fact that the parents have a key role. They definitely do, the most important role. But I just feel like there should be a better support, because I feel like within my schooling and the people before me, there were certain things that was missing, and then you stumble upon it in life, and you think, man, I was learning pi r squared, man. Like, you know, why didn't I learn this?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. What have you learned about yourself becoming the guardian?
I learned that I can do it.
Okay, that's nice. You said that quite calmly with a smile on your face. Like,
it's nice. It's nice.
Is there anything that you didn't know about yourself that you discovered in assuming this responsibility?
That's a good question. I see why you won an award. Maybe let's come back to that, because I can't think of the top of my head.
That's fine. Just so the listeners know, I am in conversation with a superstar, my claim to fame, superstar friend. Zalon is in the studio. We're talking about whether tragedy can help make the man, and he certainly is a man who's achieved a lot. You need to stay listening to this interview. We're going to